Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where I'm going to have a really weird salad later. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to be judged. Today we are covering Action Comics number 49, The Puzzler, where Superman receives his own Batman's Rogue Gallery inspired villain. It's about time we get some villains in here because what happened to Luthor? We haven't seen him in a while. It's actually a fun comic, though The Puzzler may not be the best idea for a Superman villain. He has a gimmick. That's the point. He has a gimmick like a lot of the Batman villains have. So Lois and Clark are watching a ping pong game with the ping pong champion because it's the 1940s. What else are you going to do? I mean, you can go to war, but there was a lot of ping pong there, so you're not going to escape it. Superman senses danger nearby, which is not one of his powers. He's not Spider-Man. So he goes and actually takes the ping pong paddles and plays the game by himself against himself because he's just showing off. This has nothing to do with saving the ping pong champion. But he does save the ping pong champion from a giant ping pong ball that comes at him. Yep, we got a gimmick, though this isn't actually the gimmick. The ping pong champion then, while driving away, has a target painted on his car door, so the henchman to the puzzler, who is mentioned as threatening the ping pong champion's life after he gets saved, can shoot at. I don't know why they can just shoot at the door. It's actually a pretty big target itself. Superman shows up, and instead of just allowing the bullets to bounce off him, he actually catches all of them, which I'm really into because I feel like that really sends the message of how much you've just messed up. Like, the bullets bouncing off of him is one thing, but him, actually catching bullets and showing off his super speed and his invulnerability at the same time is really getting across, oh god, we're doomed. Don't worry about those henchmen, like you should care about the henchmen ever. They get freed by the puzzler, who gets into the police station dressed like an old man and has a cane with gas in it to free his men. The puzzler, who kind of looks like a prototype of Hugo Strange, even though Hugo Strange has existed for at least 2 years in Batman comics by now, sends a letter to Clark, which Jimmy delivers to Lois. I don't know why Jimmy would give it to Lois at this point. Lois has taken so many letters addressed to Clark and gone to where someone's wanted Clark to go and gotten into danger so many times, you'd think Clark would give Jimmy a lecture about not giving his mail to Lois. Though Jimmy's probably pretty scared of Lois, so I don't know how much that lecture would get across in his head. She, of course, gets captured by the puzzler, because what else is going to happen whenever she steals Clark's mail? Or why does Lois even exist in this comic unless to be a damsel in distress? It will get better for her, sort of. Jimmy then asks Clark where the letter is, so Jimmy has completed his purpose of letting Clark know that Lois is in danger. At least this one makes sense, unlike those other ones where he just kind of appears places and you don't know why he's there. Clark goes and confronts the puzzler, but the puzzler has her in a death trap and will free her if he can beat the puzzler at a game of checkers, which he claims to be the best checker player in the world. Okay, what's the gimmick here with the puzzler? Does he create puzzles, or is he really good at board games? Pick one. The Elders of the Universe have one. There's one who's really good at board games and games in general, and then there's one really good at fighting. You met him in Thor Ragnarok. They all have a different thing. This guy's gimmick is way too wide. Could have just called him the Game Master, but that's a stupid name. The GM. Superman, who's only played checkers twice, starts just beating the crap out of him in checkers. I mean, wow, it's really impressive as this is something Superman is just naturally good at. I'm going to allow this. This is actually pretty funny. The puzzler tries to cheat, but Superman's way better at cheating with the super speed. But you would think if he's moving pieces around, the world's greatest checker player would be able to have it all in his head where each piece was and be very confused why the pieces were in different places 1 second to the next. Anyway, Superman wins. Puzzler doesn't take losing very well, so he tries to collapse things on him, but Superman takes out his men. Puzzler gets away, and there's a weird art mistake here, or at least I think it's an art mistake. One of the henchmen, when Superman's going after, still looks like the puzzler. And he should have been caught there if that is true, but if the puzzler was getting away before that, then he shouldn't be in this panel. With the puzzler gone, he receives another letter. This one was addressed to Lois, but Clark just gets it because Clark understands how a Superman story works. This is actually for Superman, and I feel like he could have gotten a message to Superman a lot easier by just, trying to kill somebody with a letter on him. It'll eventually get back to Superman. Luthor would have let him know with an invisible helicopter that's completely soundless. Now that's a supervillain. The puzzler has left puzzle pieces around to let Superman know what he's up to. Superman goes to a bunch of different places that give him like the location to a next place and finding victims or people who are about to die. This involves like a volcano and an exploding building, and at one point, deadly gas. Now, if you're trying to remember if Golden Age Superman was weak to gas, just remember this simple rule. Superman is not affected by gas unless he is. See, it's completely simple. I know I should just let this go, but it was such a big deal in earlier Action Comics stories that gas did not work on Superman, and it's really annoying me it does now. Okay, I can move on. Possibly. Superman ends up picking up the clues that each one of the people he's after surname shares a name with a piece on a chessboard. Though he now thinks he's after a Mr. Castle, but wouldn't he be after a guy named Mr. Rook? You don't really call the castle the castle. I think there's a flaw in this puzzle. Finally, Superman confronts the puzzler, who has Lois in another death trap, because why not just do the same thing over again? The puzzler tries to escape. Superman goes after him, and his way of escaping is climbing to the top of a freaking skyscraper. To get away from Superman, he jumps right off the tower. And Superman jumps after him, but when he lands in the water, the puzzler is gone, so we've got an Ultra Humanite style ending. He escapes to what should be certain death, but is going to return again because there's no body. This was actually a pretty popular way to end Batman stories, too. Though he was just like an old dude. Anyway, we're going to be annoyed by the puzzler later on, but he at least tried things. He tried the same thing twice in the same damn story, but at least he tried things. I would be willing to have more of these stories than, the mobster stories or those really uninteresting stories. Like, just give him some villains. It adds some color to the comic. That is it from Action Comics number 49, The Puzzler. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And what's up with the gas working on him now? What has happened to Golden Age Superman? I know I shouldn't complain about this. There's kids who are worried about parents in war at this point. But hey, continuity, man. Continuity. It's the one thing us comic book fans complain about. Have a great day.